Designed to be the ultimate environment for being creative and working hard while also building connections with others around you. The Momentum Entrepreneurship Hub will have you experiencing a one-of-a-kind ecosystem that will elevate every aspect of your life. Good morning, Kris, and welcome to Hometown Living.
Good morning.
I love this idea. So tell me a little bit about what you've created.
So we've created essentially the first of its kind for our region, South Bend, Elkhart region. So it's a co-working office and entrepreneurship hub where we have private offices, co-working space, and all the amenities that you could dream of.
What makes this different than some other co-working spaces?
So we tried to look at what are other cities doing really well that is lacking in South Bend and packing all that into one space. So there's not really another open co-working space that has the level of amenities, the level of finishes, and just the ecosystem that we're really trying to build here in South Bend.
So we've got, COVID changed things, right?
Yep,
Some workers never went back to their office.
Yep.
It gets lonely working at home. What does it mean for you to create a co-working space where people that are working remotely can actually go if they want that interaction?
Yeah, so it's essentially a need that not only that I had the last, let's say, 10 years, but also a lot of my friends who have either owned their own business and worked at home or moved home after COVID. And it's isolating. You want connection, you want a community. And so we're creating that so that people can feel like South Bend's a place to live, South Bend's a place to work. And there's also other people doing cool things as well.
So, but it's not just, you said like there's a podcast studio and a gym and a bar. Tell me about all those things.
Yeah,
that makes it unique.
So we looked at other cities of what to get inspiration. And so we have a gym, we have a podcast studio, we have private offices, there's a cocktail bar and also an event space. And we also have then private phone booths, conference rooms. So really, you can go there in the morning, get your draft lattes and draft cold brew that we're getting from Revenant Coffee, and then stay all the way through the evening. You never have to leave.
I love that. What does it mean for you to bring something like this to South Bend that's so unique?
Yeah, so it's really like what I feel like how I can impact our region. Trying to keep talent in our region from folks who are graduating, trying to attract new talent, maybe people who used to live in South Bend but maybe don't want to come back. Now there's a space for them to go to build new ideas, to build a new business, and we want to be at the heart of that.
And so is this like a membership then? If somebody is interested in this, how does this work?
Yeah, so there's two different memberships. One is if I want a private office, it's more of like a lease, but there's also like a membership where I just want to go get my coffee, hang out and work, and that's more of like a co-working membership.
I love that. So when did you open?
So we open in May. So around mid-May is we're hoping to open.
Okay, good. And what's your big dream for this location?
So I want this to be where other cities look to us and wonder how did they do that? There's so many partnerships that we have that kind of formulated to make this thing happen. And so I really want our region to be on the map for other cities to want to visit here and say, hey, we want to build something like this and get inspiration from us.
What kind of impact do you think that this will have on entrepreneurs?
So I think it will be a place where folks can know they can take risks, and also that there's willing to get help and also maybe get investment, so that they have the ability to take that risk. They're not feeling like I'm too scared or I don't know if I'll fail and no one will be there to help me out. So this is to help solve that problem.
Well, and what about startups? Like startups that overhead is huge.
Yeah.
Right? When you get a startup in an office space in brick and mortar, and what does it mean for you to be able to provide some of those startups with what they need, the basis that they need to get that business going?
So this is what's great about it is you're sharing a lot of those overhead expenses. So you're just kind of renting your office or co-working space and not having to invest in your own bathrooms and your own infrastructure. So it really, I feel like it's going to lower the bar of entry for new entrepreneurs.
Well, and I think too, like for to have a public co-working space, I don't necessarily want to take meetings in my home. Right?
Absolutely.
And so to be able to have this space like that where it's more private, that's got to be huge for the entrepreneur.
Yeah, and I think, again, since this doesn't exist here, it'll be really fascinating to see over the next year or two, like how it evolves. But you don't have to go to the coffee shop. You don't have to not say that you don't want to invite them home to your third bedroom. A really professional place where you can look like, even if you just started a month ago, you might look like you've been in business for 2 to 3 years.
Well, I'm excited. I want to come and visit because it sounds incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for what you're doing for our community.
Absolutely.
Especially the entrepreneurs. If you would like to learn more about Momentum Entrepreneurship Hub and everything that they do, just head over to MomentumSB.com and don't forget to follow them on social media.